o'clock. I'd like to welcome everybody here on, I believe, December 11th. Let's call this meeting to order and have the roll call. And ROTC roll call.
Me,
Here.
Denise,
Here.
Judy,
Here.
Raymond,
Here.
Angela.
Here.
Reason. Colors.
Let's open up with a prayer. Father God, we stand before you this evening, Lord, and we just want to thank you so much for being our special Lord and Savior. Help us all to remember what this season is all about. You know, you gave us the gift of your Son for our eternal life. Lord, no matter what happens this evening, Lord, I pray that you just get all the praise, all the glory. And no matter what issues we deal with, Lord, that everything will turn out to be very beneficial for our community and surrounding areas. And Father, we love and praise you and give you all the credit for all that we proceed to do tonight. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What are colors? Sir, permission to post the colors.
Post colors.
Thank you, sir. Ready, face. Post colors. Ready, face. Forward, heart. Hold. Left, face. Order, arms. Color my follow up.
Thank you.
We'll start off with our school announcement. Mr. Langley.
Specs on there.
Good evening.
Hello.
We are here to honor some students today, this evening. And I want to start out with our November. We didn't make it to our November meeting. I got tied up with painters and awning builders, so I was quite tied up. But we have Miss Samantha Gage. Would you come forward, please? This is from November.
Oh,
Oh, you did? Yes. You got it last night? Okay, I didn't realize that. Nobody told me. Ms. Broadway called. Okay. No big deal. Samantha Gage, she is the daughter of Edward and Sammy Gage. No brothers and sisters, and her favorite subjects are math and science. And what does she like to do in her spare time? She says she likes to read and arts and crafts. And when she grows up, she wants to be a veterinarian. And the one thing that she'd like for others to know about her is that she has a shelter for animals, Sam and Boo's Rescue. All right, good. An entrepreneur in the making right there. All right. Okay. Our next one from November is middle school, Faith Roberts. Is she with us? Okay, Faith is not with us. She is the daughter of Kayla and John Alderman. She has a brother named Eric Beinog, who is a senior at North Caddo High School. Her favorite subjects are Algebra 1 and English 1. She likes to read and draw and write and spend time with family and friends. When she grows up, she wants to be a writer or a speech therapist, or go into the Army. Wow, what a great. And she wants others to know that she has speech problems and that she can't say her R sounds very correctly. And she's very quiet, but very attentive in class, and she looks up to her grandmother, Kayla Alderman. So, Faith Roberts for 8th grade. And for December, our elementary student of the month is Kevin Peace. Kevin is he's in 5th grade, and he is the son of James and Amy Peace. He has a sister, Angel Peace, and his favorite subjects at school are science and math, and in his spare time, he likes to race go-karts. And when he grows up, he wants to be a professional race car driver. And the one thing that he wants everybody to know about him is that he loves Jesus. Kevin is also our student of the year for elementary, for North Caddo Elementary School. Okay, and our middle school student of the month is Miss Olivia Stringham. Okay, she is the daughter of Franklin Stringham. She has brothers and sisters, Dylan and Tyler brothers, and Brooklyn as her sister. Her favorite subject is Algebra 1. She likes to do soccer and read. When she grows up, she wants to be a lawyer. And the one thing that she wants everyone to know about her is that she is a Christian and she loves God. She also is our student of the year for middle school. We're going to see some great things from Miss Olivia Stringham. So, there you go.
Just be sure you work in a district attorney's office.
Okay, very quickly, while they're taking their picture, I just want to invite everyone to our Christmas programs that are going to take place on Friday morning. The first one for kindergarten to 2nd grade will be at 9 o'clock, and the second one for grades 3 through 5 will be at 10 o'clock. I'm very proud to say that one of the things that we have apparently needed, I'm seeing more and more, is we needed to do something with the sound system in the auditorium. So we have a donor who is putting forth anywhere from, depending on what all we do, from $5,000 to $10,000.
Wow.
And we are upgrading all of our sound system, complete with digital light boards and everything. So the goal is to improve it because our whole community uses the facility. And for pageants and all of that, and we're just so excited. But everything's going to be digital, and looking forward to being able to use that in the coming months. Okay? So,
Thank you.
Ms. Chanel is going to come up as our representative for our high school since our principal of the year is preoccupied.
And that's one thing I placed on the table. Currently, we are in the middle of Christmas at North Caddo. So if you have any little ones, children, grandkids, nieces, nephews, neighbors, the activities will be going on till 7 o'clock tonight. If you drive by the school, you see all the cars and the kids in the breezeway. They've got games, food, Santa, and they're giving away books and doing some other stuff. So feel free to take one of those when you leave tonight. Also, and this one is for City Council and the Mayor. A lot of our community members have already been invited. Since our school performance scores come out, we did rise to 99.6, and I think Ms. Sherry mentioned that earlier. we're doing our community celebration this Thursday at 2 o'clock on campus. So anyone is welcome to attend. Also, if anyone wants to help out with anything, whether it's food or games, we're also looking for volunteers for that. Just a few announcements. This past Saturday, we took 85 kids to take the ACT. We also announced our Student of the Year from our senior class, which is Cheyenne Scirocco. They're being judged this week, so hopefully we'll have a finalist again like last year. Denise mentioned earlier, Ms. Cherry is our Principal of the Year. Mike said too, she will go on to the next level of competition. And today, we just found out for the 6th year in a row, our teacher made finalists in the parish for Teacher of the Year for high school. So Andrea Shine, that teaches Algebra 1, and this year she's also got the college algebra. She's made it to the finalist round. So the parish will be out the rest of this week, videoing her and all this stuff, so that way she'll make it to the next level of the competition. For anyone looking for stuff to do, tomorrow night is a girls and boys basketball home game against Booker T. Washington. We do start half days on Friday, so if you have high school kids, know that when midterms start on Friday, they get out after lunch, which will be contrary to the little ones. So if you've got bus sets, just keep in mind, yeah, they will be in, we will be out starting at lunchtime on Friday, and then of course, Christmas break starts next Thursday, so thank y'all, and then she'll be back next month with both December and January students. Thank you.
Congratulations to both schools, helping put Vivian back on the map. Okay, public comments, we have none. The monthly financial report, everybody should have their financials. It's quite an assortment of If anybody has any questions, feel free to run it by the clerk, or if you have any, want to take it home, look it over, any questions, feel free to contact her in the morning.
I actually have some questions right now.
Okay?
Last month at our meeting, I had asked about when the deadline was for our audit, and I was told that it wasn't November the 1st. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I also received an email from you that said that we would not be, we have sent in for a extension on our audit. And I want to share an email that I received from Vicki, our auditor. It says, Denise, you are correct in that we did set a deadline of November the 1st for the town to have all of its audit preparation information submitted to us in order for us to be able to complete the audit by the December the 31st deadline. To date, we have only received an email with trial balance printouts. I reviewed the trial balances as soon as I received them and noted that they were not printed properly. I could tell that some of the balances were not correct and that it appeared to have something to do with how the reports were run from the software. I notified the town clerk on this matter on the same day. To date, we have not received corrected trial balance printouts or any of the other requested prep information for us to be able to plan the audit. Once we receive all of that information and have a chance to review it, we can schedule our audit field work at the town's office. So we did have a November 1st deadline.
That was to give her the information that I did send her.
And I had asked that question. And she goes on, because since the audit will not be completed by the December 31st deadline, I advised the clerk to request an extension with the Legislative Auditor's Office. Though extensions are very rarely granted, there is no harm in requesting. Regarding repercussions of late audit, if an extension is not granted, any funding which the town receives through the state of Louisiana will be placed on hold until the audit is completed and submitted to the Legislative Auditor's Office. Also, regardless of whether or not an extension is granted, the audit report will have to include a finding that the audit report was not submitted timely. So my question with that is, do we now have a bookkeeper that is going to be able to prepare for our audit?
That's to me or
To the mayor.
I still believe that our teamwork here with Ambria and Charlika will work out as we intend.
Okay,
And
even though as of
also-
today, that has not been
also,
done?
I have brought in, Castellano and Associates, used to be Cricket Festervan. It is Christina Bratton right now. So we have an outside CPA group coming in to oversee everything that we're going to do. And we have all been in communication with Vicky. Castellano and Associates has been in communication with Vicky, and I still believe we're gonna be fine.
Even though we are not going to make our December the 31st
We are
deadline?
not, it's very, very unlikely.
Which
we will
means
make-
that any money that we get from
we
the
have no money
state,
coming. We have no money coming in January.
well, this audit is not going to take place until probably, if the stuff is not received very soon, it will not take place until July.
No, there's some confusion there. Again, communication is between Castellano and Associates. Again, our new CPA.
And so what are they
So-
charging us?
I didn't even ask.
So we're paying $100 an hour to get someone to come in here and set up our QuickBooks, and we're also paying someone that you have no idea what they're charging us?
No, I don't.
We have new CPAs.
This is just temporary.
This is just for the.
It's not an audit CPA, it's a CPA that's coming in, I guess, helping with.
CPA firm.
Yes.
Did Vicky suggest these people?
Vicky is very aware of these people, and they have communicated.
But is that who Vicky suggested?
Vicky, again, is very aware. If you'd
So
like,
that's a no.
call Christina. Feel
But
free
is
to.
that who Vicky suggested?
Vicky did not suggest anybody.
Well, but when we talked to her, I know I've talked to her, I don't know about y'all,
Mhm.
she said she had a list of people she would suggest that were already familiar with our accounting practices because they were used to dealing with that.
Mhm.
So we should take a list of her people, so why didn't we take a list of her
She
people?
didn't give it to us. She met with us in August
So
after
y'all
me
didn't.
emailing her back and forth, every week. And then they finally met with us in August, and when she came, and I asked her 3 pages of questions that she could not answer either one of them. She said she had a list, and I asked her for it, and she did not give us a list, and she didn't answer any other questions. So,
Okay.
read the emails back and forth, and we asking her when they come for the audit at least 4 times, up until the 30th of October.
Okay, and also at the last meeting, you said that our audits had not been correct for the past 6 years because they were working off of spreadsheets, that our auditors were not aware that they were doing that. So this was her comment to that. Regarding the clerk having informed the council that the audits have not been correct for the past 6 years, I do not know to what the clerk was referring. The accounting records have been auditable for the past several years, meaning we have received the information we needed to complete the audit and have done so timely for the preceding 2 years. Here is a brief recap of my emails and conversations with the town in regards to the audit, beginning around early August. This listing is not inclusive of all correspondence, but will provide an overview of our communications and related timeline. August the 1st, an audit prep packet was sent to the town clerk via email. Is that correct? September the 20th, emailed town clerk regarding status of audit prep, advised clerk of the December 31st deadline and repercussions for late audit. Advised that we would need all audit prep information no later than November the 1st in order for the audit to be completed by the deadline. Is that correct?
What's the date?
September the 20th.
No, she just sent me the audit.
Okay, well, I will get that sent. November the 2nd,
Received email from clerk stating that town has a box of things pulled for the audit and inquiring as to when the audit is scheduled. Replied on same day to clerk that, as discussed previously, we need to review general ledger trial balances and June 2017 bank reconciliations to see how things look before we can proceed with audit planning and scheduling. November the 30th, received trial balances for 6/30/17 audit period. Reviewed trial balances and notified clerk that reports do not appear to be correct, do not appear to have been run properly. Reminded clerk that we still need all remaining audit prep information as well in order for us to begin audit work. December the 1st, provided another recap of information needed for us to be able to begin the audit. So basically, and this is, she says, we definitely need to get the audit scheduled as soon as possible. We need to be able to complete the audit during January, as our schedule for February through June is completely full. Again, as noted above, we cannot begin the audit process without first receiving correct trial balances and general ledgers, along with all other audit prep information. So basically, was the general ledger the only thing that you sent her?
No, to go back to the November 2nd email, when, I don't know if she sent you the exact email or she just, generalized it, but it starts out saying we're out of town at a conference this week, and we'll be out of town for a conference the next week. And when I get back, I'll send you the entries to adjust the books, and then we'll see where we're at.
But we had already missed the November 1st deadline, so, you know, they have other clients besides just us, so I'm assuming that by November the 2nd, which the day that I emailed her, she was also out of town, but she got back to me the next day with the information that I requested.
Well, she didn't get back to me the next day. And like I said, the end of October, before I left for my conference, I also emailed her saying, here's what we have the stuff pulled, and when is the audit coming? When are you gonna start the audit? She never said, hey, drive me the box, or we'll come down and pick it up. I'm steady asking, when is the audit gonna begin? I'm not familiar with the way they work. I didn't know that somebody needed to drive them the box of everything pulled. So it's been sitting on the table since October.
We don't drive them the box of things to be
That's
pulled.
what I'm told. Tommy dropped it off or something last year or something. Like, we dropped them all that stuff off, they looked through it, and then they actually come for a couple of days.
Well, according to her, you've not, I mean, if you don't have, if June trial balances are not done, we cannot proceed with an audit.
Well, I gave her what I could.
But she
that I
said it
could
was
in
wrong.
July.
But it's wrong.
I'm sorry. That's y'all's books before I came. I
She
gave
didn't even
her,
arrive till July.
I got here in July. I gave
Well,
her-
that's not the point. The point is that she's now here to get our stuff ready for audit because you refused to hire a bookkeeper. It's not her job anyway.
People here when I arrived.
It is her job to be the clerk. We should have a bookkeeper to get us ready for an audit. But you refuse to hire a bookkeeper. Instead, you spend our money on everything else, and then you're going to say that we don't have the money for a bookkeeper.
Which bookkeeper was it that you were spending 2 to 4 hours a day with for the last couple of years?
I've not spent any time with bookkeepers 2 to 4 hours. What are you talking about?
was
I don't have a
trying-
bookkeeper.
No, I was trying to figure out which bookkeeper we've had in the past.
I don't have a bookkeeper.
No, I mean, who did we have here?
I don't know. Who did you have?
I don't know. I had what we had when we started. when I
Well,
was
we've
in.
gotten our audits done on time.
Well, and we're still gonna.
No, we're not.
We're gonna be okay.
You're saying we're going to be
We are gonna
okay?
be okay. And if I'm not, folks, it will be my responsibility.
It's your responsibility right now.
It's our responsibility.
It was your responsibility
But
when our bookkeeper left to hire another bookkeeper.
What I'd like to do to finish this meeting is make it constructive.
I have another question.
Fire away, please.
I want to know if our police chief has received his check for $22,101 to Premier Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram to pay for a car that he ordered.
No, he hasn't.
And why has he not received that whenever it was budgeted for him to get a car and we have not paid for that car?
It wasn't
Well, we've not had a problem with going getting money from other places for everything else, but when it concerns the police department, we have a problem?
When it's restricted, we can't have it.
The first time that our cash management general ledger has showed over $20,423.25 is this week.
And how
3
do we
months.
know that? How does the police chief know that? We have not gotten
I have
financials.
I have asked our chief of police.
Since
for
May.
the last 2 or 3 months to please come talk to me.
He
And I gladly-
doesn't have to come talk.
He doesn't have to.
It's
All I-
voted on, it's an ordinance. The budget is an ordinance.
And we also knew the budget was a farce.
Well, why have we not amended the farce of a
Okay,
budget?
we're working on it.
It's your duty as the mayor,
And I will
according to
make
the
sure it
Larson's
gets
Act,
done.
to present a balanced budget to the council for approval.
Okay.
So you're saying that you have failed in that duty?
I have failed.
Well, why has the budget not been amended?
We really don't know where to start.
Well, that seems like that's your problem.
Okay? That's fine.
If you can't amend a budget, you need to give the man the $22,000 that this
Well,
council approved him to
Actually-
have.
Actually, our cash management statement this week finally is at a point where we can do that. Would you sign a check for $22,000?
You've not had trouble signing other checks.
When you know the money is not there.
Have you had problems signing any other
Which checks
checks?
are you referring
I don't
to?
know. You've went
Not
and
too
gotten
many.
money out of CDs. You've
Not
spent
too-
$145,000.
And if anybody would like an explanation for that, I will gladly share that with you at another time.
No, we'll share it. Why not share it where the community can hear?
Because actually, I would like to, well, I'll gladly talk with anybody in our community at any time. I've been here. 3
Behind
years.
closed doors,
3
community.
years I have been our mayor, and I have never not had a discussion, whether it's over a dead cat, whether it's stinky garbage, whether it's our police department. I have never missed out on a discussion, and I have no plans on starting now. We've come 36 months. We've
Well,
got 12
we're
more to
having
go.
a discussion.
Okay,
We
well,
can have a
we-
discussion
we are
in the
We
public.
are gonna complete this one in a timely manner. We are not gonna discuss this now.
Oh, so you don't want anybody out there to know
No,
how City
I will-
Hall
I
is
will
really
meet-
ran?
I will meet with any one of you all anytime this week. And I will show you the cash management statements that I deal with.
Well, why do
every
you
week.
not share those cash management with the council?
I gladly would. I
Would,
talk to
but
Vivian
why
all the
have
time.
you
Or
not?
used to. I talk to
Why
Vivian.
have you not?
I haven't seen you.
Oh,
All
well,
you got to do
do
is
you not
call
have my
me.
phone number?
You wouldn't answer.
Do you not have my email address?
You wouldn't answer.
I don't have to answer. I have
Okay.
text. You know,
Well,
we have
anyhow.
modern technology.
Anyhow, can we continue on with this?
No, we are continuing on. I've asked questions.
Okay, are you done?
When will he be given his check to pay for the car?
I'd say there's a good chance tomorrow. You wanna come see me tomorrow?
No, why does he have to come see you?
Okay, come on over.
Is there any money to get the water plant a truck?
Do what? We don't need to have any conversation with you, Randy. Okay, well, moving right along.
What was that?
So moving right
No,
along.
what did you say before that?
We don't need to have a conversation.
Well, that was not Randy. That was Kevin, a
Oh,
city worker that
I'm
had a
sorry,
question.
I'm sorry. What was,
You might
we
need to
can't
get
have
some
any,
more glasses.
we can't have any comments from anybody.
Okay.
My apologies.
No, don't ask him questions in front of the public. If you want to
I asked
ask
you
a
In
question,
your office about a town employee, a supervisor, that was on 35 acres on private property doing his job on top of a
Okay,
pipeline.
I'd like to ask you to please be quiet.
What did you say to
I would
him?
like to ask you to please be quiet.
A town employee off the clock, on the clock,
Is there any chance I can
on
get him
35
removed?
acres, and he was up there doing a job for another man, and I come to you with
Chief.
video. The video is on my phone.
Is there any
he was
chance we
hauling
can get
rocks.
him removed?
I'm asking, what did you do?
You just asked him.
You didn't do nothing.
Would you please leave?
Might leave.
Okay.
that's the solution, is everybody leaves so that he does not have to let anybody know what's going on in this town.
Look, the
But I-
rules are that public is not supposed to be speaking. The conversation is between the city council and the mayor at this point. So, if he does act up and the mayor feels that he has a right, he can call him down and tell him to be quiet, not just you, but anybody. And he also can ask the chief to have him escorted out. So hopefully, we can get back on our meeting and go through our agenda. So, Mayor, I'm gonna turn it back to you.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along, can we get an approval for the minutes of November's meeting?
The minutes need to be corrected because none of the comments that I made at the last meeting were in there. None of the comments that the man whose house was gonna be condemned, none of that was in there.
The minutes are journalized. I also included in there the law that says that it's not verbatim. I also.
Well, so why did you include Jim Slagle's comment?
Asked that it be made public. And
Well-
if they requested, then I put it in there.
Well, then I request a correction so that it will be put in there.
What to put in there?
The conversation that I had last month.
You have to say that it be public before the minutes are,
It's public, we're in a public meeting.
well, I'm saying you have to say for the let the record show for me to write it exactly how you say it. It's already been published in the paper and everything. Just the way it is here. But if you say for the record, as you did, then
Okay, well, for the record, everything I just said, I want it put in the minutes.
The minutes really are what you're supposed to be voting on, and it is kind of a generalized. We're not a stenographer. If we wrote everything, we would have a 20-page copy.
Well,
of
it doesn't all have to be put in there, but a general idea of what was discussed.
What our clerk does at the commission would generalize and say, Alderman Denise Alexander made comments about so-and-so and so-and-so, so maybe she can put something to that effect.
Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
And whatever, maybe y'all get together and, amend it, puts the other stuff in there before she prints it next time.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for the November meeting?
I so move.
Do we have a second? Okay, so we'll table the motion for the minutes for the November meeting. Is that how we do it?
Yeah, guys, we're like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay. Okay. So, moving right along, we have some final condemnations. And I believe we've got some information from our town attorney. We have some information from Sam Goodwin.
The first one is on 420 East Alabama. Wanted to let y'all know I did receive Sam Goodwin was appointed as curator. He's run notices and ads in the paper, but to make a long story short, the property appears to be in the name of Michelle Malone. She contacted me. I spoke to her Friday, and also she sent me an email. She is asking for some more time. I wanted to give y'all a copy of the emails that, you sent it, here's another one coming today. Basically, she said that, I think she said she'd been sick, or her father had been sick, that she was trying to get the property brought up to code, but she doesn't live here. She lives in Texas somewhere. And I asked her to send us an email, maybe y'all could give her some more time, rather than going through the expense of tearing down the property. And I told her she needed the deadline. She says that she's been in the process of contacting people to work on the property. There's actually been someone working on the property as of November 2017. I will contact code compliance to discuss what all is needed to bring the property up to code. If I'm granted time, I'm hoping to be back at work. She was off work. I think she got hurt and had surgery, and she wasn't able to work and didn't have money to fix it up. She said she's hoping to be back at work at the end of December, and she said by the end of January, and hopefully by the end of March, she will have the property brought up to code. The mayor said that he heard that someone may be living there.
I heard that we turned the water on this month to allow somebody to live there, which I think is a communication breakdown between our water and, our code enforcement.
My suggestion is the code officer is not here to make a report to say what's going on. I think we'll probably need to pass this one. Give us ladies some more time.
Well, since we don't have any money, I don't know how we can condemn it. I mean, we can't afford to tear it down. We can't afford to pay for things that we've already budgeted.
So you saying we should table this?
Personally, I would just, I agree with our town attorney to table it, but I would also keep in mind that, we have gone to the extent of Doug and Sam Goodwin, and so I don't know as I would table it indefinitely,
Table for next, till the next
maybe
month.
a couple months or.
Where has Bobby been? Is he?
I'm not sure.
Why don't y'all make a motion to just pass this till February, we'll put it back on the agenda, maybe we can get a better report from the code officer at that time. We have contact information, telephone numbers of her, so it should be readily easy to get back on the agenda and notify her if we need to.
And in the meantime, somebody lives in it?
Well, I don't know that, that's just what the mayor has.
I was told that the water has been turned on, yes.
Well, with 3 water clerks, you would think we would know if something's on the condemnation list, they wouldn't turn the water on.
Well, again, I think that could be a breakdown of communication with our
That's
code
your
enforcement.
office.
So it breaks down
He
quite
works for
often.
you.
Okay, I know, always me. So let's do this, if this is okay. Do I have a motion to table this till February?
I make the motion, we table it till February.
Okay.
No second.
Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposition? Okay, we'll table this till second week of February.
Okay.
Next, we have, I'm sorry,
505 stuff, the second one is on
Right,
503 Carroll Lane.
right.
This is one that y'all gonna probably know a little bit about, but this property is in the name of Tom Kissick and Melanie Kissick, Kissick, but it was subject to a tax sale to David Gorsalowski, L. And, as y'all probably know, that's, Tom Gorsalowski's brother, and it's all owned by their heirs. It's David Gorsalowski V, David Gorsalowski is trustee of Mark N. Gorsalowski V, Thomas Bradley Gorsalowski, that's Tom V, James Patrick Gorsalowski V, and David Craig Gorsalowski as trustee of Barbara Gorsalowski Scandal Trust V. I don't know much about it, other than I do know that the curator was appointed. He says on his report, he was appointed September 11th. He has run an ad in the Caddo Citizen. Priority letters were sent to all the addresses, and particularly 503 Carroll Lane. He says as of today, he has not heard anything from anyone regarding the property. He would request any difference for the owners, the council may grant.
None of the Gorsalowskis have any interest in the property. I've spoken a couple times to Tom myself.
Is anybody here, any of the owners here on 503 Harold Lane? I'd like the record to show that we have made a call for anybody, no one has showed up. That will be up to y'all, what y'all wish to do. Y'all need to look at any pictures on this one?
I know where it is.
I do. I wanna look.
You do wanna look at the picture?
It's a trailer house.
It's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah, it's a trailer house, it's pretty grown up. Somebody lived in it 3 years ago.
Well, they don't have to take care of it?
They bought it at a tax sale, so they're not obligated to really do anything.
It was, Tom's dad used to be in real estate.
I know.
And he bought a lot.
The dad used to buy
I know.
those tax sale properties. Those are some that Sam had taken.
So the town is liable for getting rid of it?
It's just like anything else, we're gonna have to condemn it, we can't make anybody tear it down. All we can do is tear it down and file a lien on it.
Well, let me ask you this, what is the tax status? Do we know the tax status on it?
It does have I think this is notice development.
So we're paying an attorney now to take pictures?
The last time I looked at it, was April 2017. know, of course, he bought it at a tax sale, but it didn't show any outstanding taxes, but right now there may be. Or there may be a tax sale that happened after April or May, I'm not aware of.
If you look at the pictures, it's probably about as bad as anything we have seen yet. And again, I know Tom has spoke to his brother, and nobody really wants anything to do with it.
Well, actually, an update in October 2017.
We can't. So what are we doing? We're wasting our time. We're paying attorneys for what? Now we're paying one to take pictures because our code enforcement's not doing what he needs to do.
Or if it was,
You saying
it'd
that,
been,
that none of the
been
Gulf,
redeemed or something.
you saying none of the Gulf licenses have any interest?
Well, they have a tax sale interest, but they have not filed a malicious suit or petition to quiet title.
So who is it on?
Huh?
Who is it on?
Those ones, David Warsolowski in the trust, there's two trusts that he's over, his brothers, that's whose name it's in. Also, really, the person before that, Tom McKissick and his wife, went to a tax sale for George Warsolowski.
So why can they not be issued a summons?
I don't think we have it set up to do that on the condemnation process.
Well, I mean, it's
And I
not
don't
just,
think you can get them.
it's not, it's grown up. I mean, it's trash.
You definitely could do that, yeah.
Because we
You
don't
could do
have
that.
any money. How are we gonna tear it down if we have no money?
Well, if we've gone this far, the only thing, you know, if you did condemn it, it'd be on the condemnation list, you would be able to tear it down when you had any money. You don't wanna, I guess, the other.
Well, the rate we're going, we're
You
not
wanna
gonna
go
have
this
any
far
money anytime
and
soon.
have to start all over again and have to have expense, whereas with the other property, we know where we've had contact with Mr. Long.
Well, do we have a motion to approve the final condemnation at 503 Harold Lane?
I make that motion.
Anybody second it? So we wanna table this one?
It dies for lack of second.
Okay. All right. Moving right along, we have promotion of Officer Jeremy Alexander from part-time to full-time at $13 an hour. Chief, you got anything you wanna say?
I just wanted to tell the council, we hired him a while back, and that's kind of the agreement that they hire on. He wasn't full certified. He went to the academy, graduated last month. He did real good at the academy. Now he's full certified in a lot of things with us, and just wanted to fill out the deal. He filled his in by finishing the academy. And just wanted to, his recommendation that he be brought to full-time at $13 an hour.
I make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Okay, my apologies for taking so long, but we have Kristen Childers with, it's LMA?
Lamass, yes.
Okay, coming up to discuss
Millagers.
millages,
Yes.
okay?
Thank you guys for having me. Millages is kind of a sore topic sometimes. It's something that, it can be very confusing. So if I go too fast or when I'm just slow down, and just if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm the millage consultant with Lamass. Lamass is the service bureau of the LMA. We offer several different types of services. Millages is pretty much my specialty. Our main focus at Lamass is to make sure that all municipalities understand your general alimony tax. That is a constitutional tax that doesn't get renewed. Right now, the town actually has 4 millages that they levy. 3 of the millages for your streets and sewer and waterworks is actually a voter-approved tax, which means every 10 years it gets renewed. I believe it actually was renewed back in 2016 and will start over next year. Your constitutional tax, every 4 years when your assessor reassesses the property in your area, if the value goes up, then your millage rate will automatically adjust down in order to receive the same amount of money, okay? We call it revenue neutral. So pretty much you're operating off the same revenue for your general alimony tax as you were several years ago. And 2016 was a reassessment year. So your 14.86 mills adjusted down to 14.59. What we do is we offer the services needed to make sure if the town wants to secure that maximum rate, that all requirements are completed. We will handle the process from start to finish if you guys choose to do that. Even if you guys choose not to do that, we are still here to help. The documents change every year, just about here lately. I don't know, did you give them the breakdown, the value breakdown?
The packet.
Okay. If you take a look, and I apologize, I actually met with the previous clerk, Ms. Parker, Ashley Parker, right? Back in, I think it was maybe April of this year. So your total value of the 17 million that's on the breakdown sheet was given to me then. The assessor actually just emailed me the updated values when I got in the parking lot. So this needs to be updated. This is based off of 2016. So based off that value, you're looking at the town receiving an additional about $4,800 per year if we go back to the 14.86, okay?
When could you go back to the 14? Could you do that this next year?
For 18, yes, sir. If we don't do it prior to your next reassessment, which is in 2020,
You lose it.
then the 14.59
becomes
becomes our max, okay? I want to make sure everyone knows this is not a new tax and this is not a tax increase. As far back as I can go in the state records, which is 2004, this is the same rate that the town has always levied up until the reassessment hit in 2016, okay? If you take a look, it kind of will show the increase on someone's tax bill. Someone valued at, say, $50,000 will go up about $1.35, okay? But like I said, this is a rate that was levied prior to, okay? So it's not a new tax. But like I said, I do apologize for this not being more up to date. The 2017 tax roll, I believe, probably just got certified within the past month. So once I get back and take a look, I will update this and let you guys, supply you with a new copy.
Chris, let me, what is the response you get from most all the other municipalities across the state?
Well, I'm actually the owner of Millage Management, which I offer these services to all taxing districts statewide. I do fire departments, water districts, parish government. Last December, I partnered with Lamatz and done a 6-month pilot program. At that time, I think I had about 30 municipalities that I handled or asked questions or completed paperwork. I can be involved as little or as much as you guys need me. Right now, to date, we're over, I think, 80 municipalities.
So we wouldn't be the Lone Ranger, we're not.
No.
just like the
You're
guinea pig
actually, last year I done a workshop for Blanchard, Old City, we just signed Mooringsport, is that how you say it? Okay, and Rodessa. So out of the 6 municipalities in your parish, I believe, no, 8.
Just looking Greenwood.
Yes, and Greenwood I done last year also, so,
How much does it cost us?
no cost.
And basically, when you do this, it's kind of technical. You gotta
Yes.
meet deadlines,
mind?
and it's gotten a little bit more difficult with some statutes about public notices and things of that nature. So
Did,
it makes it a little bit, I guess it didn't cost us anything.
no, there's no cost, the
Do you
max
have any
cover.
other villages that are coming up in the near future? that
Well,
have-
the 3 that you guys just renewed,
Right.
they actually, if you look at revised statute 4219.1, any new, renewed, or increased tax has to follow additional requirements also that's separate from what we call the roll forward for the general alimony tax. So what I've done is I kind of put it together a timeline. I'm not sure if it's in your packet or not.
It is.
Your roll forward, there will be a publication. I'm not sure. It'll kind of look something like this if it's in your packet also. The wording, I don't come up with that. It's actually has to be verbatim for the state. So, but I just want to get you guys to review it because this will have to be in your official journal twice. And I don't know if the Shreveport Times has a larger circulation in this area. If they do, we'll also have to run it there as well. This publication is separate from the publication that you must comply with for your other 3 renewed taxes. So I put together a timeline that I think I recommend. If we adopt at your April meeting, every requirement that must be met to levy the maximum rate on all 4 taxes is right here. And I put the dates also.
Does anybody have any questions at all? When we had our discussion earlier, it seemed like a win-win-win-win.
Yeah. No, you guys know what's best for your town. We're here just to let you know, because there's no one that we know of that is going out there and saying, okay, if you don't levy that maximum rate prior to your next reassessment, then that adjusted rate will then become your max. So let's say your property values increase again during that reassessment. So your 14.59 will be what we call your maximum rate, and then your adjusted rate could be 13. I'm actually from Livingston Parish, one of the fastest growing parishes here lately. City of Walker, they are down to 2.2 mills. They cannot go any higher than 2.2 mills unless they go and ask for a
Put it back
new
up.
tax. Okay, so in theory, in the future, if you don't secure it, then it's revenue neutral. That means the town will be operating off the same budget unless you have a lot of new growth. I'm not sure if y'all do or not.
No.
Okay, wasn't sure, I didn't wanna make the assumption. So you're pretty much, your general alimony budget is gonna be the same that it was until you secure it.
Workshop, is it something different than what you're doing today?
No, sometimes instead of doing it out in the general public,
Yeah.
they would like to just, the council and the mayor and the clerk sit down and just a roundtable discussion, that's all it is. Just depends on, a lot of municipalities either have their meetings on Mondays or Tuesdays, so I'm not always available, so we'll have a workshop during the week that's best for everybody, so I can come and answer questions. So, it's, if you guys do decide you wanna roll forward, I would recommend, let's start in the process as soon as we can after the first of the year. 2018 is a budget year for the state. We had, Ms. Joanne Garrison, you were at the clerk's convention. She and I have been working together for over 10 years. She told me, she said, there is talk that the millage process, there's gonna be some changes because it's a budget year. So any taxing district that gets in and secures their rate with the requirements that stand as of today will not have to comply with any additional requirements that may or may not come up. So that's my only recommendation. But however, I'm here as little or as much as you guys need me to be. It's completely, just once y'all make the decision, I can go from there. Do you have any questions? I feel like I go through that really fast. And I believe, I helped you guys last year with the documents.
Yeah, we talked a couple of times last
Yeah.
year when we were trying to get all of when we were going through the deal with Ashley leaving and
Right.
getting all this stuff, I was in a frantic mode, so I spoke to you a couple of
Yeah.
times to make sure that we got all of our millage ordinances
Right.
correct this past year.
So, I've been
I
around,
appreciate
y'all
it.
just haven't seen me, no problem, that's what we're here for, like I said. You guys know what's best. If it's not best for you guys to do it in 2018, we can do it in 19. We don't know what changes may or may not happen this coming up year. Okay, so, thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you taking
No
the time
problem.
to come up here and explain everything.
No
to us.
problem at all, just once a decision is made, just let me know.
We will hopefully be back in touch.
All right, and like I said, once I get back and I can update this value breakdown, I will give the clerk a new copy, and that way you guys can kind of see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have some announcements. One situation. Did I miss something? They're all scratched out, aren't they? Oh, okay, but I thought this here was the 3 other options at LMA.
This is for the insurance premium.
Okay, but we had, but she is not prepared to talk on it.
Okay, the insurance premium tax be honest with you, I just deal with the millages. I can try to answer any questions that you guys have about it. If I can't, I'll find the answer for you.
Yeah, well, I guess we're gonna introduce it to that. Is this it?
I just, provided the ordinance that was sent from, Elizabeth to everybody,
Okay, so they all have it.
just to introduce it.
If I'm correct on this, there's three things, I guess you're just doing the millages, but there's also occupational license tax that we're looking at allowing you guys
Yes.
or LMATs to do.
Yes.
Obviously, Doug Dominic, attorney at law, has to pay a occupational license tax each year. Sometimes that falls through the crack, that according to the seminars that the clerk's gone through and what we heard, they're able to better, I guess, collect those. I don't know how much fees we're gonna be charged, but they would do that. But it's also insurance. When you buy and sell insurance, I think even in cars, life insurance and things like that, that there is funds that come to us for the insurance. And I don't know how we've ever know or have knowledge other than the checks come in. And it's according to me that the LMA or LMATS is able to kind of better determine who's supposed to pay insurance and keep the thumb on it to make sure we're getting the funds that we're supposed to be getting.
Right.
Saying it from what you're heard to, Charlotte?
Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Lamette started the insurance premium tax, it will actually make 20 years in 2018. We started off, or I'm gonna say, he pretty much started off with 54 municipalities. He now handles over 200. It is a service agreement, there's no terms, no nothing. If you don't like the service, or if you're not happy, if you wanna bring it back in-house, call him up, email him, you're done. I will tell you this, out of the 200, that's never happened. If I understand it correctly, when you buy insurance, when you live inside a municipality, life, car, there's a small percentage that you actually pay to the insurance company. Now, your local insurance company is not the one that sends the town a check. It's the corporations, and they have, I believe, in the state, there's over 1,200 corporations. What Lamats is pretty much is a centralized payment location. They make sure that what you're receiving is what you're supposed to be receiving. They cross-reference it with the state, because the insurance corporations have to turn in the reports to the state, so they make sure that it all balances. They'll send the centralized payments to Lamats. Lamats will cut you a check, either I think it's ACH payments, is that correct? Or a actual check. I believe the other one is done monthly and it's very quick. Last year, I think they collected over 24.9 million.
How much does all that cost us?
That for Lamats, for the IPT, is 3%. I will tell you this, the amount of collections that will increase for you guys, more than likely, will cover that 3%. Lamats is a nonprofit, so in that, the 3% covers manpower, and if anything is delinquent after June 1st, they go after the insurance company for you guys. Whatever profit that they do make, they turn around and they put it into services like me, millages, which is free, it's no cost to you guys. So that's pretty much all I know about IPT. I'm sorry, I know that sounds horrible.
Same thing, kind of occupational license?
The occupational license is, we have several different services, that is something separate than the IPT. I don't know what the percent is for that.
Okay.
So it'd be an additional possible service?
I don't know if, yes, the occupational license would be an additional service. Now, as far as the cost, I'm not sure how they do that. don't even feel right even answering that question. But we can get y'all the information if that's something that you guys are interested in. But I know the IPT program is our #1 program. Right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, is there anything that I need to add? Okay, we have introduction of ordinance number 17-1201, which would be the insurance premium tax program. We have introduction of ordinance number 17-1202. Okay. I got it, yeah. Okay. Okay. So do we need to, am I supposed to try to,
That's all you need.
that's all we need to do, okay? We have, okay, I got two quick announcements. One is I had contact with one of our fireworks people. We have, for some reason, our town has allowed from December 19th through January 2nd, one time frame for fireworks, then 4th of July, I believe it is July 1st through July 5th. So you have 13, 14 days, next time you have 4 days. He told me is every other place that they sell fireworks has quite an extended time frame compared to ours, except for Christmas. So he would just like us to consider allowing him to sell longer around the 4th of July. Again, my personal thoughts is, I mean, the more he sells, the more revenue we get.
Right.
So just something to think about.
If it's okay, we'll probably draw up an ordinance for introduction in our January meeting to that effect. That, from talking to the mayor, this ordinance that we're talking about goes back to the 1970s.
1979, I believe, so probably needs a little tweak.
Unless anybody has a problem.
Well, I would think we would need to contact our fire chief, since that's the dry part of the year, and more fireworks just mean more fires. And our officers who already are being told to work just 40 hours, they don't have time to be out chasing people with fireworks, not knowing if it's fireworks or guns or whatever it is.
To be shooting, or we're talking about the
Just
selling,
sales.
the shooting. or
Well,
the
sales,
private
it's not
property.
going towards the police department, though, to pay them to be out enforcing this ordinance. Are you gonna take the sales and give the police officers a raise?
I don't know, we seem to give them raises whenever they want anyhow. Whatever
No,
you wanna do.
that's here in City Hall.
Okay, all right. Anyhow,
I got a
di-
question.
okay, go ahead.
I got an officer, I want to ask you why the council's here. He came over and requested to be taken off the insurance because his wife added him to his insurance, her insurance, and he was told that he couldn't be taken off the insurance. And I just wanted to ask, I don't believe that to be true, but that's what he said. And I want to know why he can't be taken off the.
Is our insurance pre-tax or post-tax?
Pre-tax. I think it's pre-tax.
If it's pre-tax, then he can come off the insurance.
And if it's an open enrollment period, y'all have a right to do what you want to.
Open enrollment's not until July. I actually talked to Pam.
I do have a question about it. I talked to someone from the insurance company myself, and they said without my signature, money from my paycheck wasn't supposed to be taken out to be paid for anything. So I never signed anything allowing money to be taken out for the insurance. So that's just, they said I would be entitled to money back due to y'all saying I couldn't get off of it. Well, if it's my money, how do you take my money without my permission?
Because we have to sign stuff through the school board.
Why you just couldn't come off? And
Yeah.
and that, and it, we didn't even get to this point where
Take your
talking about
money.
paying money back, we just take it.
I'm not sure what the policy, what,
Well, it's not open, it's not open, so he couldn't just. But then if the town has signed the contract with the insurance, not us, so if he wants to.
so you don't want insurance?
No.
Nobody in the police department wants insurance?
So Jake,
I have it through my wife. I don't need it
he
through the
got
department.
insurance.
See, I'm paying $200 a month through y'all for my insurance. And me and my wife pay $400 a month for me and her. So I'm paying $600 a month for insurance when I don't need to be paying $600 a month for insurance.
Okay, well, can we call Pam and see what the process will be?
Yeah, the process would be, refunding his money if he did not sign for deduction, which no one did.
So none of the police department signs for anything?
They only signed it through false applications, and that was submitted for their signature, but there should be separate forms for any deduction that's coming out of your check, unless it's yours. But that's not been done either.
I got a question. The refund don't need to come out of my budget. Just because somebody didn't get a signature.
Everything's fine.
Can you adjourn this before I?
I just gonna have one other thing to say.
Thank you.
We have Congressman Johnson
Mike Johnson?
pardon?
Mike Johnson, the U.S. Congressman for our district.
Yeah, everybody seems to think he's gonna be here tomorrow. He's not gonna be here tomorrow. He is sending a representative, and this representative and his office have sent out notices to all the surrounding areas. It isn't like the congressman called City Hall and said, please let everybody know that I'm gonna be here tomorrow. That's not the case. If anybody does have any interest in, they feel like they're,
Federal issues, they're here to answer the questions and take them back to the congressman. Was all.
you know, if
And
you're
they give
having
us
trouble
help
with your
that.
social security check, you know, they're here to, I think the lady's name is Sheila or Shelley, and it's not Congressman Johnson. She is gonna be here. If anybody feels like coming in and has any questions about their social security or anything like that, just feel free to be here, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay? Can I make a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, say one thing, we'll give you-
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.